Welcome back, everybody, to High Flyer Radio. This is the best wrestling podcast on the planet Earth, on the YouTube, on the airwaves, wherever you freaking find it. We're the best. Yes, that's right.
The
Yeah,
multiverse.
the multiverse. Yeah, in the multiverse of Raul, right? Because this is my place now. This is my place now, bro. Yeah. As always, it's Aiden Cossack here. Wait, what's it called? He's here with me. But the person who's talking to you, of course, and all of y'all, because it's fucking time, bro. This is the first one, bro. It's me, your high flyer radio champion of the fucking world, man. Not the two, bro. The one. I'm the one, bro. I am the one. Look at that, man. I want y'all to see this. This is what your beautiful Patreon. No, it wasn't your Patreon money. Never mind.
I was
No,
like, yeah, you want to
that's
run
what.
that one back,
No,
Raul?
never
You
mind.
want to run that
This,
one back, Raul?
like I said, this is a symbol, and you know what? Everybody always just crying about it on Twitter, crying about it in the Discord, bro. But truly, man, this shows you if you work hard enough, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. It doesn't matter if you lose 8 times. All that counts is one moment, bro. All that counts out one moment, bro. What's up, man?
I just, I don't know how many months of this I'm gonna have to deal with. Somebody, Lord, Kylie, please, full gear. God bless. Never in my life would I have thought that I would be asking Kylie to do the job and come in and put an end to this. But we've got another event next weekend to get to, man. But
Yeah, yeah.
you know, here today, before we get into the episode, speaking of events, I got a little something, before we get started here today. It is Friday, September 30th, 2022. And you know what that means. That means that the Royal Rumble tickets are now on sale. I know myself. I know that the man that you see right here, the High Fly Radio champion commissioner, the big dog, I know he's also planning. And our third man, Jabril, we're planning on being at the Royal Rumble. And I know, to be at the Royal Rumble, we'll be using today's sponsor, SeatGeek. You dig? You know what I'm saying? If you guys also would like to be at the Royal Rumble or any other live events that may interest you guys, I don't know, GCW shows, NXT white and gold shows. I don't know, man. I don't know what they got on SeatGeek, man, but if you want $20 off with your first purchase, be sure to use code the Nerd Corpse. If you're watching on YouTube, it's right down below us, so it's on screen for you guys. Use code the Nerd Corpse at SeatGeek for $20 off, man. So shout out to SeatGeek for
THE
sponsoring the show.
NERDCORPS. Right there.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
air it out. Don't air it out.
That's it,
Look at
man.
that,
Bro, you
man.
see how
Yes,
professional I did that? I'm really proud of myself. I,
yes,
pre- I
sir.
prepared that. I prepared that, and it
Yes,
showed.
sir. And guess what, man? I just started to work, bro. So these tickets are gonna get purchased soon. So what's it
Woo!
called? Yeah, man. I finally got put into the system at work. I'm working. So January
Making
25th,
money.
I will be honored to be standing in those stands with you all. Still your high fly radio champion. Because guess what? Next week it's an off day. Yeah. That moron decided he wanted to come for my job title. Yeah. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh man, so scared about losing my job title. At the end of the day, this still stays on me, and this is as much power as it is to be commissioner, bro. So Brad can come for that title all he wants, bro. He can have that one any day of the week. Shit, man, I might just want to even just at the end of the day, if he loses shit, I might just even give it to him for sympathy, bro. But what's it called? I guess Kylie's the only one I have to worry about. But
Yeah,
next
It,
week's
it,
gonna be a
it
good.
was sent in to me from corporate. Corporate, is off for all of October. It is Gio's birthday, so for some reason he gets the entire month off. I don't know how that works. But I will be officiating next weekend, Extreme Rules, and it's worth noting if Brad does succeed, then at Crown Jewel he will be allotted that next title shot ahead of the match with Kylie. So there's a lot on the line here. There's a lot on the line here.
A
You know,
lot of the line, bro. It's all good. Rack them up. Bring them out. Like, hey, like the great Jay-Z once said, Aiden, bring them out. Bring them out. Damn right.
oh man, God bless.
Yeah,
You want
y'all,
to get started with the show? You
with
want
it,
to talk about
man.
some professional wrestling?
Wrestling, bro. Yes, sir, man. Well, either way, I hope you're doing good, Aiden. Hope that you what's it
I'm
called,
great,
been doing
man.
well. Uh, I just started to work already, bro. So we're good, man. I'm feeling good, man. I'm like, there's not a lot of things that are worrying me right now. We're good
Yeah,
now.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Rumble. The Rumble's gonna be a lot
Fuck
of
yeah,
fun being down there, dude.
yeah,
That's gonna be an experience for sure.
yeah. Dude, it was so much fun when I went with Jabril to the one here in
Oh
Houston. Well,
yeah,
yeah,
y'all went to
yeah,
the
it was a
last.
lot of fun.
Y'all went
Yeah,
to the
dude.
last live Rumble. Oh wait, I guess it was the second to last live Rumble.
Yeah,
But
dude.
I didn't get to
Yeah, it
go to
was a
that
lot of
show.
fun. Yeah, dude, that place went fucking nuts
When Edge
when
came
Edge
back.
came out. Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude, it was wild. Yeah, that pop was crazy to hear live. But yeah, I guess y'all want to we want to start with this because there's a honorary oos to talk about.
The honorary Oos man, the real man. You know what's funny is the Royal Rumble this year. When I put that fucking belt that you have on the map, I was wearing my Sami Zayn shirt. So I'm glad to see that Roman Reigns presented Sami Zayn with a new shirt, man. But I just wanted to. We had to talk about this segment, dog.
I loved it. I
The,
love
the
that
look on this
segment.
man's face right here. Give this man a title. Give this man something.
Yeah, dude, he should honestly just like he should have the 24/7 title. And then any time that somebody tries to like come in and what's it called, take it from him, like just solo, just what's it called,
Yeah,
like just knocks him out. Just knock him out.
that'd be great. Solo just walks in,
Yeah.
decks him. That's it.
I
Yeah,
love the
man.
way
But
that they're playing Solo and Sammy's relationship here, like their whole friendship and just the
yeah,
whole like partnership is just great, dude. I love that.
yeah, I love everything involving Sami Zayn and the Bloodline right now. Honestly, like I know. I mean, we were just talking about the Rumble, and everyone thinks that Cody's gonna come back at the Rumble, which he probably will, and he's probably gonna win it. But I don't know, man. I feel like there's something to be. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much more there with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. Like I feel like if you wanted to
Even
tell that
Jay.
story, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. Jay's been like really standing out these past couple months, man. Like, am I not the only one that sees that?
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'm starting. Especially since when Vince left, the first thing that they did with the Usos was like, all right, you guys can dress however you want individually now. You don't have to dress the exact same. We get that you're twins, but you're individual people. And ever since they started doing that, I feel like Jay Uso has really been standing out from Jimmy. And it's not to like shit on Jimmy because they're both, they're both great in ring, you know what I mean? But like something about like Jay Uso's charisma and like his facial expressions and everything that he's like he legit has sold me on the fact that I think that this man shoot hates Sami Zayn. Like I think that this man despises Sami Zayn as an individual. I
Yeah.
fully believe it. I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, taking the tag titles off of the Usos would be a great story, but I don't know. I think that there's so much more. I think there's so much more in the next couple of years for WWE with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso particularly coming out of all this, man.
I really like what's it called? Going further than that, just the moments where Sammy, like even before, has been doing these segments, and you can tell where Jay's almost like broken character because Sammy's really got into him. Like
Yeah.
he like starts cracking that smile a little bit, and then he like get snaps right back into it. Um,
Yo.
but like I've been loving this. I love this segment. First of all, just with what's it called, Roman just finally addressing Solo, and he tells him like, I know the elders sent you, but you answer to me now. And I'm like, oh, oh shit, okay. And he just like acknowledge me, and it's like, oh, like, I like that that Solo is there, and you can actually feel like the presence and the importance of having Solo. It doesn't feel like they just added one more to add one more. It like
Yeah.
it's just so
He's got a
fucking
role.
badass, bro. When they all
Yeah.
enter together and you see them all, and it's like, ah, yeah,
Yeah. And and this is like I've always kind of been like, man, I wonder why Heyman's the guy, you know what I mean? But like it didn't really hit on me until this week actually. I was watching like just some old like NWA, like old WCW tape just for the fuck of it, just because I wanted to watch Flair and Steamboat because why not? It's one of the greatest matches of all time. but like watching some of those cards and seeing like Paulie dangerously walking out with the Samoan SWAT team, and you're like, oh my god, like this shit goes back decades, bro. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
he's out there with the fucking mullet, and he's got the flowers around his neck, and I'm like, bro, this man been the wise man. This man been the wise man since the '80s, man. Like that's nuts to me, but that's really cool. But yeah, man, the Bloodline best faction in wrestling right now, dude. Like genuinely, they're like to me they're like the hottest thing in wrestling right now. Just personally, like everything that they do, I'm interested in. And it's crazy because they were starting to get stale there for a little while earlier in the year, and I feel like just in the past couple months, like they've just been so reinvigorated. Sami Zayn's done a great job in that. Solo being added in was really cool. I hate that they stripped him of the NXT North American title. I
Still
thought that was
confuses
stupid.
me.
It's really
Yeah.
dumb that they even did that, considering that they taped him getting stripped of the title before he actually defended it that same week on SmackDown, which doesn't make any sense to me, but you know,
I
whatever.
was still confused by that because they're like, you weren't what's it called? You weren't sanctioned to compete in that, but Carmelo threw out an open challenge. That
Yeah,
means no
that's
one is sanctioned to what's it called in that match. And it's like I'm still really confused by that. Um, I guess what's it called? We're just I don't know what they've got planned for what's it called for Solo now. I don't think they're gonna take the title off of Gunther anytime soon. So like I don't think Solo's gonna go for the Intercontinental. But I think that that what's it called? It was really confusing as to how they handled that, and I'm still kind of like a bit like, okay, that was kind of dumb.
yeah. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me, especially because like it feels like too like it's time to bring Carmelo up. I feel like a really cool way to do it
Hmm.
would have been like get something out of this fact that like you came down to my show when you were already on SmackDown. You came down to my show. You took my title, and then you left. You know what I mean? And you vanquished it. Like you just left like that. You
Hmm.
came down. You disrespected me. Like I'd like to see Carmelo come up to the main roster and like start something on
Yeah,
SmackDown. Like I feel like that would be great. But I don't know if that's what they're gonna do right now. But
yeah,
it's quite question. I don't know what they're gonna do with this NXT white and gold thing that's coming up either. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Apparently that's gonna be they're just still calling it NXT, but it is gonna be basically like the third brand or the third rendition, or I guess the fourth rendition of NXT.
Fourth, yeah, because 2.0 was actually 3.0.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is NXT 4.0, guys. Like we're moving on up, man.
Yep, bro. Um, but I love that segment. I love how what's called Roman once again reiterates just and like and it's before like you even bring up the whole stuff with Paul Heyman because like in the beginning of the tribal chief gimmick once it started like even Heyman brought up the fact that like I what's it called helped your
Yeah,
your
yeah,
great
yeah,
uncles Sifa and Aka and he was like the Wild Samoans, and he's been in that line. He's been in like
yeah,
that's kind of like the reason why what's it called. I love the how Heyman's been a part of that because you can tell the history, but also Heyman knows just how crazy they are and how much they've been able to do here in the industry. That's why every time that Roman's kind of slipped up, and like I always remember that one time when Roman just starts like snaps and he starts yelling into the mic, and you just see Heyman in the back like
yeah,
yeah, you can tell like it's just also the fact that he's been with them for so long time. He knows what they're capable of. That kind of scares him a bit too, and that's how Roman's been able to like kind of manipulate him and keep him in line as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
I want to see like I don't know. I wonder how like what is the final because whenever Roman loses, it's gonna be the most WWE like I'm already like it's not gonna be a clean finish at all. It's gonna be like Cody Rhodes hits a crossroads on Paul Heyman, like the Usos run out, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn like attack the Usos, and like
yeah,
I don't know, Seth Rollins turns babyface and like beats up Solo Sikoa. I don't know, it's gonna be like nuts whenever that moment finally comes. But I'm ready for it, man. WrestleMania 39, I'm pretty sure is the moment. Pretty sure we're all prepared for it. But I'm prepared for the next couple months of storytelling to get there.
yeah.
WWE's doing some really great stuff, man.
I'm
Speaking
just
of
like
great
part
stuff
of
that
me
they're
just
doing,
Yeah, part of me just wishes that like, fuck, that The Rock would come in for that match. Like, God,
I
that match
don't
is,
I don't count it out, man. I really don't count it out, man. But
yeah, because that, like, what's it called? Here, I'm plugging, what's it called? Reach for the Ropes, y'all. What's it called? Go join Reach for the Ropes on Facebook. What's it called? It's a great Facebook group that I'm part of that we talk wrestling. Um, everyone, what's it called? There's, people in there who are like, no, no, The Rock needs to, what's it called, come in. If he's going to come in, he needs to, what's it called? What's it called? Put some of these new talent over. Like, that's a big rub that they can get. It's like, cool, dude, but like, dude, this is the match. Like, this is the fucking match. The one match that, like, if The Rock comes back, you don't bring him back to have fucking The Rock versus Braun Strowman. No, like, you have him to be
right.
The Rock versus
Oh my
fucking
god, I would
Roman
roll
Reigns.
my eyes so fucking hard if they came back and it was Brock versus like there or Rock versus Braun Strowman. There's only
Yeah,
one guy that we want to see Rock face at this point,
it's
you
Roman.
know, Roman.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I guess things will start to become a little clear. Road to WrestleMania time, in January. My favorite time of pro wrestling is the road to WrestleMania. That's when shit gets really, really, really good. So excited for that. But there was some other stuff that went down this week that I was quite happy about. It was nice to see her return. You know, when hubby comes back, wifey's got to come back too.
Yep.
You can't bring one without the other, bro. Candice LeRae came back, and she looks great, bro. She did great in the ring.
Good reaction
Good
from the crowd when
reaction,
she came
bro.
back.
Yeah,
That's one of the most important parts.
yeah. And I think that's the thing is like a lot of wrestlers seem to be worried, and I know that was one of the things uh that I remember Triple H kind of talking about when he came back that first time when he tore his quad, the very first time he tore his quad, not the second time. He was like, "Is anybody gonna remember me? Like I'm gonna come out and like I don't think anybody's gonna remember me. I'm not gonna get a reaction." And here you go. You got Candice LeRae who came back, and it's like, "Oh shit, the people remember who you are," and you get
She's
a
coming
good
back from a
reaction.
baby. She had a baby.
Yeah, ain't
She
no
went out and
red,
had a whole
baby.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Candace, she been gone. She's been doing a lot of things, and I'm glad that she got that reaction, dude. The women's division needs more women's wrestlers like Candice LeRae. Mia Yim's contract is coming up soon at Impact. I hope to see her coming back to WWE. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. But like seeing people like her, it's everything that they've done with damage control shows that like these women are like, okay, there's something to come back for. There's something to do. You know what I mean? Even if it's not Raw and SmackDown title right now, like building this women's tag division, I feel like is really important. And part of this return, the thing that I really liked about this return too was the fact that she came back against Nikki Ash, and it
Mm-hmm.
kind of seems, she squashed Nikki Ash, so it seems as though like based on the reaction after the match to Nikki Ash taking the mask off and throwing it down finally, like hopefully we're gonna get a return back to like Nikki Cross. Like I would, like Nikki Cross, throw on SmackDown, put her back with like the Viking Raiders, because isn't one of them like her husband? Like throw her with those
Yes.
guys. Yeah, throw her with
Um.
those guys. I feel like that would be like a really dope group. Like if she was just like this like crazy animal like barbarian kind of chick, I feel like that would be like super sick. I feel like that's something that would be needed on SmackDown, especially with that being like a primarily babyface women's division, um or needing to be, when the Raw ones starting to need more baby faces on there, because Nikki Cross could be a good heel over there, especially with this an Extreme Rules match coming up with Bailey and Bianca. I'm pretty sure Bailey's gonna win that, so we're gonna need good baby faces on Raw. So Nikki Cross, hopefully she returns, goes back to SmackDown. Candice LeRae, it's good stuff. I like it all.
Yeah. What's it called? Yeah, I forgot. No. Her husband is Killian Dane, bro.
Oh,
Killian Dane is
Killian
her.
Dane. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
he's
not.
not.
He's
And
not with.
he gone.
He
Killian
gone,
Dane is
bro.
gone. He's out of there. But bring
Yeah.
Killian Dane back. Killian Dane was on AEW a couple weeks ago doing something. Bring Killian Dane back, man. I feel like Killian
Yeah.
Dane
I
would be
want all
like,
of Sanity back. I want them to do
yeah, bring
Sanity
him on,
again.
man.
Yeah. Eric Young, bro. Like, I wish
Triple
they.
H is literally going through his phone book, like, oh, you thinking, hey man, the business. You thinking about coming back to the business? Like,
Though I've been laughing my ass off at the whole Bobby Fish memes. What's it called? Hey, boss. What's it called? You think you got room for me, boss? Hey, man, I'm listening to
yo,
some Motorhead right now, thinking about you. You know I go to war for you, right, boss?
I'm listening to Motorhead right now. Yo, I
Dude,
was watching WrestleMania 21 when Motorhead is and it's like, bro, what are you saying, bro? What are you
yeah, that's the
saying,
thing.
bro?
Let me look. Rest in peace to the legend that is what's it called, Lemmy Kilmeister. But
Hey,
yeah,
Motorhead is lit.
half of the time you couldn't understand a goddamn thing that Lemmy was saying because he would just sing like he was fucking having a stroke, bro. Holy shit, man. Yeah, but
Oh my god. Nah, man,
uh,
The Bobby Fish thing is hilarious, bro. Like, dude was on interviews. I would go to war for Triple H. Well, buddy, I don't think Triple H would show up to the battle for you, my guy. Because you're at
uh,
fucking Impact right now, bro. Chilling, man. Like, yo, Bobby Fish literally calling Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly up, being like, "Yo, guys, we need to go back, right? Like UE, right? Like we need to go back to the game, right?" And they're like, "Nah, I don't think that's gonna work for me, big dog." And
no, man.
I'm pretty sure those
Yeah.
two guys are gonna have something really cool to do. I'll bring it up a little bit later on in the show, but you know, poor
No,
Bobby
it is.
Fish, poor Bobby Fish, man.
Because so look, I like Bobby Fish. I liked Bobby Fish in AEW, his run, and then
Did
after
you
a
like
while,
when
he
he
kind of
kicked out of the GTS?
yeah, I loved it when he kicked out. Dude, he was shooting about that, bro. He
I
shot
know.
about that. Yeah, he
Oh.
actually does. He actually said that Puck was kind of an asshole, bro, after that match with him. Um,
Well, I
but
mean, I don't blame him. Fucking Bobby Fish kicked out of the GTS at 3. Like, goddamn, like, bro, like, right after Punk had just come back into the company too, and it was like one of his like first like 3 or 4 matches, and you're trying to get the guy over, and it's before all the shit popped off, and he fucking kicks out of
yeah,
the GTS. Like, I remember that night too, being like, whoa, and then
what
Punk like
the?
literally turns around, he's
I don't think that was supposed to happen.
like,
But
oh, like Tony
yeah,
Khan's gonna hear about this one, buddy, and he did. He's gone.
he's gone,
Poor
dude,
Bobby
and
Fish.
now he's on Impact, baby, where you can see it on Twitch.tvs.
Hey,
Or I don't know
who
where
did,
the fuck they be putting Impact now.
hey, who, Bobby Fish, man, he might be showing up sooner than you think.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh my god, bro. Oh man.
Yo, imagine if the White Rabbit shows up at the end of Extreme Rules and it just cuts to the mouth guard and you just see it smile and it zooms out and it's
It's
Bobby
Bobby
Fish
Fish.
with the
I
fresh
told you I was
mustache.
going to war for you, Triple H. Oh
Dang
my
it.
god, bro. Yeah, those
They're
memes have been those memes are
literally
funny.
doing the UE theme. Be incredible. I'd love it.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, those memes have been fucking hilarious, bro. I just poor Bobby Fish. Yeah, you can go watch him on Impact, y'all, if you really want to. At least when it comes to me, I do my best to not let's go overload the schedule, and I'm not about to overload it with Impact Wrestling. I'm good. I'm good. But of
They got
course
some. They got some good stuff, man. But
I
it's
bet. I bet. I just you know, fool me
yeah.
once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I'm not trying to find out a third time.
Now you know
Um,
George Bush.
yep, exactly. Fuck George Bush, but yeah, to quote George Bush, what's it called? He brought it up right now, but what's it called? What everybody on the freaking face of the earth who watches the sport professional wrestling has been going nuts about the White Rabbit. The White Rabbit. This has been wild, because at first that very first one we got that nice little what's it called, like the game of Hangman, right? Say who
Yeah.
killed the world, and it was you did. It gave us the date of 9/23, and I was like, okay, what's it called? SmackDown's gonna be must see, I guess. We're gonna see what happens. Nobody shows up. Some more clues. Which, by the way, I'm not mad at that. That shit's fun. I like that
Oh
they're
yeah.
actually like kind of teasing a bit more and like giving more clues. It gives incentive to watch because you're like, oh, okay, what's going to be the next one? What are we going to look now? And um, yeah, what have you been thinking about this stuff, Aiden? Because this is like really, really smart stuff from Triple H over there. Like,
Man, me, I'm getting super excited, but I'm also like having to temper my expectations because I'm like, okay, if it isn't Bray, I don't want to be like disappointed with whoever it may be. But at this point, with like how hard and how aggressive they've been on getting this buzz out there, which I'm with you, the way that they've been doing is really cool. Like the way that it started, like not even being on the show first, but being just like they're
Yeah,
playing the music in between like the
commercial
commercial
breaks.
breaks on like Raw and SmackDown, and people are like recording it, being like, "Yo, what is this? Like, this is cool." And then obviously you get the red lighting, so obviously you think about the Fiend. You know what I'm saying? And all the memories come back, and you're starting to see the White Rabbit stuff with the QR codes, and like you said with the Hangman, and it pointing back to all this stuff from like what Bray was doing way back when. Obviously, I feel like, man, it's got to be Bray Wyatt, but regardless, I just think that it's really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Um, Fightful Select today, they reported saying that whoever it may be, it's being indicated internally over at WWE that the debut for them is going to be at Extreme Rules. So we'll see how that goes. I wonder when they'll show up. You know what I mean? Like, and I also wonder, like, I wonder what the main event's going to be for Extreme Rules too, because there's no Bloodline. Like nobody from the
No,
Bloodline is on the card this year. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I
what's
think it
going to be the
might
main
be
event?
Cross and I think it's gonna be Carrion and Drew. I think it might be them too. But
Brother,
it's interesting.
can we let's park it right here real quick, because I want to talk to you about this, because I know that you're like a Cross guy.
Yeah, kind
Are
of. Yeah,
you yeah, okay, yeah. Are you
kind of.
feeling are you interested in what they're doing with Cross right now in WWE, man?
Kinda. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of am kind of feeling it. Um, I think that there's still a lot of work to do before you put a title on him. But I think that I wouldn't have put him into a feud with Drew McIntyre right out the gate. I think you would have put him somebody else because Drew is a pretty high profile, what's it called wrestler there, who's like for you to get a what's it called a feud with Drew. That means like some serious shit. They take you really seriously. Whereas like maybe I would have if AJ wouldn't have been like busy with whatever they're doing with Finn Balor and all of there. I would have loved to have done like a AJ and Cross, but I don't know, man. I like it. It's okay. I'm not loving it, but
Yeah.
Cross has always been more so the build
It's a
and the
lot of smoke and
promos.
mirrors there with
Yeah.
Cross, man.
Yeah. With Cross, it's always been about the promos, the build, and like the segments. Once he gets in the ring, it's like, uh,
The reason why I bring this up right now too is with this excitement for like the White Rabbit, and people at first were like, "Oh, they brought up like the Lucha Underground stuff. Maybe this is carrying Cross." Obviously, it's not carrying
no,
Cross.
he squashed it real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if this is indeed Bray Wyatt, I feel like this just undercuts Cross so hard with what he's doing right now on the main roster, and I'm already, to be honest with you, really not that interested in it anymore. Like, especially after the segment last week, you know, I really haven't been feeling this feud that much with Drew McIntyre. Like, why do we put the black and white filter over everything whenever he shows up? Like, am I supposed, like, I don't understand what that's about. I feel like his promos have been kind of like, like they're Bray Wyatt whenever he does these wordy promos, and I hate to like do direct comparisons, but like whenever he does these wordy promos, I always feel like there's something of substance, and like every time I go back, I get something a little bit different out of it. It feels like Karrion Cross is a guy who's trying really fucking hard to sound edgy in every
Yeah.
promo that he's in, and he's not really saying anything at all. And it doesn't help that they're putting him up against pretty much their biggest baby face that they have in the company right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe Matt Riddle's the biggest baby face in the company. We'll see after this weekend. But Drew McIntyre just came off of a really hot main event with Roman Reigns, to the point where like people on the internet were legit like, if he beats Roman Reigns, like we're not even gonna be mad about it. Like, we understand, like, this guy deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, so putting him in this feud right away with Drew McIntyre, not really giving him any matches for people to like be excited about on weekly television. The segment this past week on SmackDown wasn't that great, especially with like the fireball thing that they tried to do with Scarlett that like whiffed so hard, and then they like came back from commercial break and then showed it to you again in slow motion missing, which didn't make any sense to me. I don't know. It's just something about this, like, I'm not really that into it, man, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like it might be time to go back again to like the drawing board with Karrion Kross and be like, yo, man, like,
Yeah.
you just might not be it, bro. Like, because I feel like Karrion Kross would be really cool for like the Intercontinental title or something, but like I just don't see him as like Universal Champion one day, which is the segment that they decided to bring him in on. So obviously, like, subconsciously, that's in my mind going, okay, this guy's gonna be main event one day, but I don't see it.
Yeah. And I've always been in the camp that I believe that Carrion should have Scarlett speak for him. Scarlett
Yeah,
should be the one who does her speaking for him. He doesn't. Carrion shouldn't have to talk, and the only time that he has to talk is when things have gotten really, 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 what's it called, in need for it. But I always felt like Scarlett should be his mouthpiece and be his valet. Well, what's it called? He's the enforcer, and he's the one who has to actually go out there and do the actual match. But I don't know, man. I've been okay with it. I just uh yeah, cross is never something that I was like a big like you say like I'm a cross guy. I'm like, yeah, I kind of am a cross guy, but I'm not huge on cross to the point where I'm like, yeah, I like love it. Like I'm like on it right now. I'm liking it, but we'll see where it goes. But
we're
if you
waiting
do
and
bring
seeing.
Bray, yeah, if you bring Bray, it's gonna undercut Cross a lot, unless they really go with the whole what's it called thing that everybody's been talking about. It were like his characters, Bray's characters from the Firefly Funhouse, actually come to life, and it's like what's it called? Cross is one of those characters that were in the Firefly Funhouse, and you can have Dexter Loomis in there, who's also one of the characters, and of course the witch would of course be Scarlet. Yeah, Scarlet's the witch, and we'll see. But yeah, if you bring in Bray in Extreme Rules, you kind of do undercut a lot of what Cross is doing. But everybody so far has gotten what's it called for the White Rabbit has been debunked at this point. Like they first said it was Cross, and they're like, okay, no.
Yeah, man.
Then they said it
I'm
was
pretty sure it's
Edge.
Bray.
Yeah. Then they said it was Edge. Nope, because Edge just came out last week. And then now the new word around town is that it's Corbin. For some reason, people
Oh
think it's
my
Baron Corbin.
god.
I don't think so. And now people are saying that it's Dominic. I don't
What
think
if it
it's
was
Dominic.
Randy Orton and he like had like some crazy ass gimmick change? Wouldn't that be crazy?
I would have said that before I read what I read today. It seems that Randy is like taking a while with his injury, and that word
I
around
think
town,
Randy will be back
yeah,
for Mania. I think he'll be back
yeah,
for Mania.
word around town is possibly that Randy might be looking into retirement soon too. It's like the
Yeah,
the,
I
the what's
think
it called?
Randy and Riddle's got to be a few like that. They put so much stock into Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. RK Bro, man, that was one of the bright sides of a really
The
long like last reign that Vince McMahon had in these past couple of years that has been WWE creative. But RK Bro was one of the bright spots of it on occasion. And
yeah,
people really liked Randy and Riddle together, man. I feel like all signs were turning towards like a Randy Orton heel turn again on Riddle to really set Riddle's get him going. You know what I mean? But I feel like Riddle's been great, man. Everything that he's doing with Rollins, him and Rollins are
yeah.
killing it right now, dude. Rollins had an interview with Ariel Helwani today that I listened to a little bit before we started today. It was a great interview, man. Like I feel like you should listen to it.
Fuck yeah, man. I'll look at it.
He was
I'll look
talking
it
about
up.
how like he never really feels like he's been the guy. Like every time that he's been the guy, there was a guy just ahead of him, and like how he feels like it's his destiny to become someone who's as big as a Roman Reigns and a John Cena. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
talking about how like the Shield, how he was like our goal is to be the top three guys in the business, and I feel like we are, and they are, 100%.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's good. Good for them,
Eh,
man. Like WWE
yeah.
really called it with the Shield, man. They were like these
Fuck
three
yeah.
guys here. They are the future of the biz. Moxley's on the greatest run that he's ever had. Roman Reigns is on the greatest run that he's ever had. I say give it another couple months and Rollins might be on the greatest run that he's ever had. You
Yeah.
know?
That's why it always baffles me when everybody's like, "Oh, dude, WWE didn't create any new stars during like 2009 to 2022." And it's like, what are you talking
Sure.
about? The three biggest, what's it called, people in professional wrestling right now are young people who were brought in and were made a big deal when they first came in. Fucking, it's Moxley, Roman and Seth. Um, and I don't know. Look, I mean, Seth has the right to feel how he feels. I think that he was the guy. In, what's it called? When because they wouldn't just give the first person to cash in and first person to cash in successfully at the grandest stage of them all to just any person like that. That's an accolade that's given to somebody who they see as like this is the person that can like really be the face of our company. But
Yeah.
yeah, but then again, like I don't know if they would ever give like I don't know if I've ever been interested in seeing a major babyface run of Seth as the face of WWE because like I don't know, I don't like face Seth. I've never been a fan of face Seth.
I don't know, man.
I
I
love
really
heel
I
Seth.
like babyface Seth, man. Like I really like Monday Night Rollins whenever he was doing that whole thing in like 2019. Like that was some of the only stuff that I was actually interested in on Raw. Like I was actually really pumped that year to like for going into like Lesnar versus Rollins at Mania, even though the match was kind of boo boo, you know. But
Yeah,
like I was really into that stuff at the time, but they fucking killed it whenever they decided to put the Fiend against him. You know, they just
yeah,
completely shit on that whole run, which I feel like he was really starting to really take off. But you know,
yeah.
it is
Uh,
what it is. But you know, definitely go listen to that interview today.
yeah, I'll definitely go
Good shit.
listen to
Good
it.
shit.
All right,
Yeah,
so moving over to AEW. What's it called? If y'all didn't watch Grand Slam, which I did, and was fantastic. I really liked Grand Slam.
good show.
But fuck yeah, it was a really good show. But we have a new person in AEW. Uh, I look, y'all. Everybody knows if you what's it called knew me back in 2013, bro. A little wrestler here who was called Paige was somebody who I was like a real big fan. What's called Emma versus Paige for the NXT Women's to crown the first NXT Women's Champion at that one NXT Takeover is one of my favorite matches in women's wrestling and probably of wrestling of all time. It's such a great match. That's why every time, kind of like Paige, everybody always says like, "Oh, Paige and AJ Lee started the women's revolution." It's like, no, not really. Emma, like nobody gives Emma that what's it called the respect that she deserves for that match. Um, but uh, Paige, now known as her real name, Saraya, is in AEW. I'm not exactly sure what they're gonna have her do right now, because it seems that is she medically cleared to compete?
No,
No, she's not.
that's the thing too, right? Is that it's like they brought her out in this massive angle in Grand Slam. You know, you had all the heels are beating up all the baby faces right after the Fatal Four Way at Grand Slam. You know, Britt Baker standing there, blood just gushing out of her nose, and then music hits. People are like, "Who is it?" You know, it's Saraya. She walks out. She's like this. You know, walks into the ring, and Dave Meltzer noted like as soon as she walked into the ring, everyone immediately like got out of the ring. So that was like his first indication to be like, okay, she's probably not medically cleared. Like, there's got to be
Yeah,
no contact here. And she said this week on her promo on Dynamite, basically like, I'm damaged, but I'm not broken, which
yeah,
apparently is meant to be her way of saying like, I'm not medically cleared yet, but we're working on it. Like, but I don't know, man. Like, to me, I don't know. I feel a little. I'll be honest, man. I feel like a little bit cheated. The way that they debuted her, it really made it feel like holy shit. Like Paige is back in wrestling. Like she's about to. Like we're about
yeah,
to see Paige versus Tony Storm, Paige versus Thunder Rosa, Paige versus Jamie Hayter, Paige versus Britt Baker. Like all these matches start flowing down your head. You're like, oh shit, Paige versus Jade might be the biggest women's wrestling match of all time. You know what I mean? Like it's like shit like that, and you're like, holy shit, like, but it really doesn't appear to be that way. It almost
yeah.
seems as though she's like the William Regal of NXT. Like she's like I'm the women in charge of the women's division, which
And I'm
I want
not
to talk about that segment with you.
Yeah, I'm not mad if they bring her to do
No,
that. Just don't debut her, because like that division needs somebody to mentor them, and who better than fucking Paige?
yeah,
Paige is who's also what's it called well versed in what she was doing in Europe. She knows that style. She knows a slower style like WWE, and what's it called? Now she's gonna be in this one, so you have a great role for her as a mentor. But I agree with you. Why debut her like that and make her
yeah,
look like she's what's it called gonna be competing in the ring? I wasn't a
Gave her
really
her
big
own entrance with like her own like special effects. Like
yeah
that's something that you give to the wrestlers. You know what I mean?
yeah
Like, but I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see what they do with it.
yeah
That
uh
was just the Grand
yeah
Slam part of it. You know.
yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the whole what's it called of the promo she did, especially with her doing the same thing everybody else does when they're ex WWE. They always got to throw a little shot at
Yeah.
WWE in there. And it's like at this point, it just feels like cheap. What's it called? It's just corny. It feels
It's just a
corny,
cheap pop.
cheap pop. Especially because
Also,
of
the
course, like
time period too, where like we said, man, the honeymoon phase in AW is over. Like the fans are
yeah,
at the point now where it's like, nah, we view you the same as we view everyone else now. You know what I mean? So it's
yup.
like the digs at WWE don't even hit anymore. Whenever you've got WWE out here putting on a great show every week, you know, and it's hard to shit on them whenever it's like, no, I like that show now. Like that show is a good show now. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
there, like it's hard to do that.
And also just knowing how much WWE had Paige's back, bro. Like just all they
Yeah,
did for Paige, and Paige has like gone on record to say like,
yeah,
they did so much for her, and it just feels like, it felt, and like of course what's it called? You and I were not Paige. We're not gonna know exactly what happens. We don't know what they told Saraya. We don't know what actually happens. But like to me, that part just came off of like Tony being like in the back, being like, "Hey, go, go get a little cheap Pete out here. Go get some cheap
yeah,
pop right here." Yeah, and it's
yeah,
like it was so corny to me. She was a little rusty. She's just back, but what's it called? Paige just what's it called? She's back, so she's gonna take her time to get back into it. But if she's gonna be playing like the role of basically unofficial GM, I don't mind. But
yeah,
please don't put her in the ring until she really is ready and she is medically cleared. Because like I'm gonna be real honest, bro. Some of those like I'm looking back at like the whole like Sammy and Tay match against what's it called against Ortiz and Ruby, and
yeah,
just the
yeah,
way that
yeah.
like that match went and her like falling on her neck. Like I'm just starting to think like some of these wrestlers should not get their hands on
Yeah,
Paige, and it's like until
yeah,
she's ready.
yeah. Like if she's to wrestle anyone, like throw in there with Serena Deeb and Tony Storm, and I'm good.
I'm
like
good.
that's
Don't.
it. Like I'm like give her the two safest women in the whole company, and we're good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
which by the way,
please.
Tony Storm and Serena Deeb had a fucking banger this week on Dynamite. Um, but I wanted to talk about like the segment in general. Like, yeah, so you had Paige. She comes out. She starts talking to the crowd. Crowd's really hot for it. And then she kind of, she's taking a little bit long. She's kind of dragging. You don't really know where the promo's going. But eventually she's like, I was the women's revolution in WWE. I'm going to be the women's revolution in AEW, which is something that we've been talking about for a long time, years at this point now on the show. But, it felt nice to finally be like, okay, they're addressing it. Like I'll roll with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very weird. She's like, so bring them out, bring out the ladies, and Tony Storm walks out, and then all the women walk out with her. Which Willow Nightingale's there. She's not even like officially signed to the company. Who else was with her? Athena's with her. Someone. Oh man, who else was with her? Someone else there. Jamie. No, it wasn't Jamie here. It was. Oh, fuck, I don't know who was there. But a bunch of the baby faces walk out. It's very
I'm gonna be a
awkward.
lumberjack man.
Yeah, so like Saraya is basically saying like, okay, let me introduce the women to you now. Everyone, here's the women's champion, Tony Storm, the woman who's been on Week every week for the past 8 weeks. It's like we know who Tony Storm is. Like this feels like so like awkward and embarrassing. The fact that it was like
Mm-hmm.
you've got to parade her out here like we don't watch the show and we don't know who she is, and then for like I get what she was trying to do and trying to like be really nice and put a friend over to be like, and Tony Storm, the greatest the greatest AEW champion of all time. Yo, yeah, her reign just started like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Saying something like that when you've got champions in the company like the Lucha Bros, the Young Bucks, FTR been champion, like Kenny Omega's been a champion, John Moxley's on the greatest run, and it's like that in like the
And
crowd
even then, in
immediately.
that division, Britt Baker.
Yeah,
being
even
the
in that
best.
division, she's not even the greatest. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
just
but
I felt bad for Tony Storm because it's like you get what you're trying to do here, and you're trying to put Tony Storm over, but like the crowd was not into that. They
no.
booed it, and then it's weird. So like the heels come out right, and it's Britt Baker. The Britt Baker honestly in this segment like was on fire. I know it's popular to shit on Britt Baker, but you got to give
Yeah,
her credit where it's due. Like Britt Baker. Oh, and Raul's gone, but I'll continue saying what I was saying. Britt Baker really fucking like carried this segment. I feel like her line of because Paige comes out, she's super nervous. She drops the "I'm back" line, her famous catchphrase, and Britt Baker comes out and she says, you got to be something more than like gimmicks and catchphrases, and that's why I'm the DMD. And it popped me huge the fact that Britt Baker's out here saying like you got to be more than a catchphrase. It immediately just drops her catchphrase. But Paige, she says, okay, we'll bring out Serena Deeb. We got Tony Storm here. We're gonna have a match right here, right now. We get into the match. It's a lumberjack match for some reason. Jamie Hayter's standing there. Oh, more over than anyone. It feels like she's more over than anyone in the ring. You've got Jamie Hayter standing there. The crowd is getting so bored with what everyone else is doing that they just start chanting Jamie Hayter because Jamie Hayter is the most over thing in this women's division, and they fucked up and they need to put the belt on her like ASAP, like yesterday. But it's I feel bad for Willow because now they're putting Willow and Jamie Hayter against each other, and it's like Willow is also like I've been saying for a long time. Willow is a generational talent. Like she's gonna be massive one day in professional wrestling. Like keep coming back to this. Willow Nightingale is one of the greatest charismatic wrestlers of all time. Like genuinely, like when she walks out there, she lights up the room. I can't wait for her to get her moment one day. But to put her against Jamie Hayter, I feel bad because Jamie Hayter's got to turn babyface soon. Um, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just, I feel like apparently there was a lot of people shitting on this segment this week, and it wasn't amazing, but giving the women 30 minutes of television on Dynamite, we've never seen that. So I feel like
mm-hmm.
the fact that everyone's just finding something to shit on instead of looking for the good in the segment, the good in the segment, Britt Baker looked awesome. Jamie Hayter's over. Tony Storm and Serena Deeb had a fucking awesome match. Like there's lots to be excited about here, but it's also like you've got the looming cloud that is Thunder Rosa. Like what's gonna happen when Thunder Rosa comes back? I don't really know. I don't think Thunder Rosa knows. I feel like that's part of why she's not back yet. Um, yeah, so it's really interesting. Saraya's an AEW guys, so we'll see how it
Yeah,
goes. Man. We'll see how it plays. I'm gonna let it play out. Like
yeah,
I feel like and she's so aware of herself too. So like obviously she's gonna take whatever didn't work this week and she's gonna switch it up next week. She's not used
yeah.
to this environment. It's very different
Exactly,
than WWE. It's
exactly.
very like being at a WWE show and being at an AEW show are not even the same experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like she's coming from a place where she had her promos written already. Like she already knew what she had to say. Over here, she kind of has to do it a little differently, and it's going to take time for her to kind of get used to it. And I mean, like I said, I didn't think it was a terrible segment. Thought it was awkward. I thought it was awkward, and it was
Yeah,
weird the way they kind of do it.
very weird.
But if anybody remembers when the actual women's revolution started on the main roster, like it was something that was building. We didn't get that, what's it called, um we didn't get the Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte debut right out the gate. Like no, we started by like them giving the women more than 5 minutes on the matches.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of what's going to happen. But I think that, what's it called, also just props for them to finally address the fact that, like, yeah, we know we have a bad, what's it called, women's division, that we haven't been paying attention to it. So that's why I'm glad that we have Saraya, who hopefully will be like a mentor and be somebody who can actually start to like change the shift a bit. Just let's learn from this week and let's do it better next week. Because yeah, that was a weird and awkward segment to start it like that. It was, yeah.
Because Tony Khan's a numbers guy. He doesn't give the women time because the women don't draw. If he just throws Saraya in every women's segment for the rest of the year, like which I'm pretty sure is going to happen, it is what it is, but at least it's getting the women on TV, and hopefully that's going to get the women over. And when the women get over, you're going to bring more ratings in. So hopefully it's all a win-win. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to seeing how it goes, man. But there's something that I'm curious to see how you're looking forward to seeing how it goes. Because I'm like, I have a feeling how you feel about this. I know how I feel about this, but
No,
let's
I
get
think you
into
know
it.
how I feel, bro.
Let's get into this, man.
Yeah.
The ring of Jericho, the Ocho, the 8 time is here, man. Chris Jericho, Grand Slam last weekend, of course, kicked off with the Ring of Honor World Championship match. Claudio Castagnoli lost his Ring of Honor World Championship to Chris Jericho in a not honorable manner. Jericho brought out Floyd, the bat, to nail him in the balls, and you know how Jericho does these things. He beat Claudio for the Ring of Honor World title. Raul, man, how do you feel about it?
Bruh, I understand why they're doing it. I understand why. It's gonna get some eyes on Ring of Honor. Also, I have a feeling that this is probably them going to unify the Pure Championship and the World Heavyweight Ring of Honor Championship, and it will be
Hmm.
Daniel Garcia who beats what's it called, Chris Jericho.
I also
And
agree with that. I
yeah,
think that's where it's
so,
going to.
so that's why I'm not too mad at it. I'm not like too what's it called salty about it. I was just like, come on, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. I haven't been enjoying Jericho, bro. Ever since the Jericho Appreciation Society started, and I know you really liked that match with Claudio. I was like, this is okay. I was like, this isn't a great match. Like,
I
I
thought
was
it
like,
was a really good match. I didn't love it. Like, it wasn't incredible, but it was really
yeah,
good.
no, I know. Like I said, like I know you liked it. I was just like, it was alright. It was alright. But like, I don't know. I'm into this right now because I have a feeling I know where it's going, and that's what I want to see. I want to see what's it called because they kind of hinted to it in that segment with Brian, where Daniel was about to say it, like, I'm gonna, he's gonna be like, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I want to be my own thing. And what's called, of course, Brian came. What's it called? Chris Jericho stopped him, and you know, what's it called? Look, Brian comes out right. So I have a feeling what they're gonna do. They're pretty much just gonna unify the Pure and the world title, and they're gonna make one, and it's gonna be Daniel Garcia who beats him. Which I fucking love Daniel Garcia. I want to see that man put a damn good match against Wheeler Yuta for that title. And I think if anybody's gonna beat Jericho, it's gonna be fucking Wheeler. I mean, not Wheeler. I'm sorry. It's gonna be fucking Daniel Garcia.
Yeah. I saw Daniel Garcia wrestle live last year against Jay White, which
Damn.
is, yeah, man. Like,
Damn.
thinking about how I got to see Jay White wrestle Daniel Garcia in front of a crowd like that was like less than 200 people, and to see where like Jay White went this year with Forbidden Door, and to see where like Daniel Garcia is now with the storyline, like it's always really awesome to see like how far people get to go in wrestling in such a short amount of time. Literally, like I got to like sit right in front of them, and like no one gave a fuck about Daniel Garcia at the time, and now he's like one of the most over acts in AEW, so that's awesome. But I gotta be honest, man. I tried to hate it for so long, but I fucking love everything that the Jericho Appreciation Society has done. Like, I fucking love the Jericho Appreciation Society. I don't give a shit. I think 2.0 is fucking incredible. I think Anna Jay screaming, I'll choke you out is one of the funniest things that I've ever seen. I think Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti are the two most unlikable pieces of shit in professional wrestling. Like, genuinely, like I don't fucking like them at all. Them making out for 3 hours a week is too much, but it's great heat. Jake Hager's not even having bad matches. Like, his match with Claudio was actually kind of awesome. His match with Danielson wasn't that bad either. Like, good for Hager. I feel like they use him. Jake Hager is one of the few guys that AEW uses perfectly. He only's had like 5 matches in the company, but like only one of them has really sucked. Um, it's getting Daniel Garcia over, which is the point of what this thing is. I think just Chris Jericho's in a renaissance, man. Like, his even from his match with Kingston this year, Revolution was kind of awesome. Like, Chris Jericho's awesome, man. Like, especially after the way that All Out went, man. like give Jericho another world title reign just to kind of reward him for the way that he brought everything in and kind of reeled everything in with all the madness that happened at All Out.
Oh yeah.
And if this is being used to, and this is the most entertaining storyline that Ring of Honor has had in decades, by the way, I would like genuinely. So like people being upset about this, like them being fully self-aware to the fact that they're like, this guy is the complete antithesis to what Ring of Honor is. And the funny
Yeah.
thing is, Chris Jericho is still one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I feel like at any point in Jericho's career, he could have held the Ring of Honor World Championship. So I don't know, man. Like I'm really into it. His match with Bandito this week was fucking awesome.
I need to watch
Bandito
it.
was, brother, you need to watch that match. Him at the end of it, like after he beat Bandito, like vowing to destroy Ring of Honor. He's going to become everything that Ring of Honor isn't. He's going to go through all the great Ring of Honor world champions to prove that he's the greatest. Like, and the funny thing is, like, kind of looking at the AEW roster, it's kind of possible. You know what I mean? And like, I threw a list together, dude. Like,
Yeah. Next week,
you know,
Austin Aries versus Jericho.
oh Lord, no, not Austin Aries, man. But listen, man, Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe, you could do that. You could have him fight Jay Briscoe if you wanted. You could have a
Yeah.
feud with. You could have bring Adam Cole back as a babyface. Adam Cole versus Jericho. Kyle O'Reilly versus Jericho. They're gonna do it. You know they're gonna do it. Jay Lethal versus Jericho.
Oh yeah.
Give Christopher Daniels a good Rampage match with Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Do that. Dalton Castle's there. You know, you could do Chris Jericho in like 2.0 versus Dalton and then the boys and like a 6-man. Like I feel like that would be awesome. Jericho versus Roosh. That would, oh my god, Jericho versus Roosh, bro.
Yeah.
That'd
Who
be
just signed too? Let's
who
go.
just signed to a full-time deal with AEW. Like, come on, like you could do all those easy, man. Like I'm into this storyline, man. I really am, and I want to see it go on for a long time. And I really hope that and I did note too. You know, there's only 8 champions. Those are 8 champions. There's 13 weeks left in the year. If they want to do all this to build up to Final Battle in December, like there's totally time to do something like this with
Yeah.
him and Daniel Garcia. You know, because the moment that Daniel Garcia like turns on him, like I'm talking the next 3 days, they got to put the title on him. Like they got like I want to see Daniel Garcia's thumbs down moment from
Oh yeah.
like Batista and all that.
Batista.
Like I want to see that. You know.
Oh
Like, it's
man,
gotta
I don't
happen.
know. Because what's it called? I truly believe that Ring of Honor doesn't really need that pure championship. Like, what's it? I don't even fucking understand why they have a pure championship. Um, I don't think they really need the TV title too. But
No,
if you're
I've been
gonna,
saying for a while, unify the ROH TV title and the TNT title. Like, just
yeah,
put it on one guy.
yeah. But what's it called? If it all leads to Daniel Garcia beating Chris Jericho and becoming Ring of Honor World Champion, I'm down. I'm down, down, down. Um, But we'll see how it goes, man. That's just the way
My
it plays. See how
my
it goes,
last
and
note for the week, man. I do have to, man. You do need to watch that Bandito match
oh yeah, I
because
know. I'm a Bandito guy, bro. Come on, I got to do it. I got to. I just
yeah,
been busy with trying to
Bandito's
get
been
work.
awesome for a long time, but to see him get over to the degree that he got over in front of the AW crowd, and you know, hearing that Tony Khan immediately offered him a full-time contract, brother, I actually don't want to see Bandito in AEW because I'm not convinced that he's going to get TV time. I actually think that, especially right now, Bandito going to WWE would be fantastic, dude. Like Bandito getting a run as the Intercontinental Champion sounds awesome, dude. Like do a show down in Mexico. You know, have
Yeah,
Bandito beat Gunther. Like imagine Bandito like does that spot where like he holds people up for like a minute and he does it with Gunther. Like that'd be fucking incredible.
fire, bro.
Bandito versus Ricochet, Bandito versus Shinsuke, Apollo, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Bandito versus Sheamus. Like, come on, man. Like, I want to see all that happen, dude. Like, WWE needs to be on the phone with him yesterday if they aren't. Shout out
Yeah,
Bandito.
man. Shout out Bandito, bro. Bandito, yo, bro. I'm a Bandito guy. Like I said, I love Bandito. So I
Bandito's
just need to
awesome.
watch it. I need to watch it. I just been what's it called? Busy with the trying to get my job. I had to put pressure on
And
the job, get my shit working. But now that I finally have it now, what's it called? I can sit down and watch this week's Dynamite and be able to check out that match because I said, I want to see what's up with Bandito. But yeah. Anything else? Anything that we need to talk about? I know we have a pretty interesting angle going on with NXT with Braun versus Ilya Dragunov and what's that
Oh,
motherfucker's name?
really?
What's his name?
Oh,
Can't remember. But
Tyler
it's a trip.
Bates,
I don't think it's Tyler Bay, bro. It's some.
Tyler
Hold on.
Breeze. Which guy is it? Fuck, man. What's his name?
It's Halloween. It's gonna happen at Halloween Havoc, which I know that Braun's probably gonna win, bro. But like, I would also fucking just pop hard if Dragunov wins, and
I
I'm
think you
like, oh
should.
shit, yeah,
Dragunov is like the perfect wrestling baby face. Like Dragunov is also a guy who like give Dragunov like 5 years and he's gonna be like I feel like he's gonna catch on the way Bryan Danielson did in WWE, where people are like, "Fuck, this dude's just a good wrestler.
no,
Like this
yeah,
dude's just a good fucking wrestler," and
oh,
people
yeah.
are gonna
It's
want to see it.
triple threat for the NXT Championship at Halloween Havoc. It's Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough. Donna,
JD McDonald. Oh
yeah,
boy, who's
yeah.
that?
I don't know. It's what's it called? One of the two
Not to
people.
bury the guy.
Yeah,
Apology. Sorry, JD. I don't watch the product, man. I'm not familiar with
yeah.
the territory.
Yeah, this motherfucker was what's it called? He previously performed in NXT UK where he was a one-time and the longest reigning NXT Cruiserweight champion. Oh, this motherfucker has a big. This guy's a big deal. Um,
Good for
but
him.
yeah, I know what's it called? It's a triple threat. I did like the segment, and Braun's like, if I'm correct with my math, and I'm always correct, you have a 33rd and a third chance. And he goes, and we're gonna make this a triple. And he brings up the mic, and everybody goes, threat. And he's like,
Yep.
I'll see you boys at Halloween Havoc. And I was like, the good old Steiner math. Steiner math, bro.
Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe. That's my favorite part of it. Whenever Samoa Joe.
I ain't a hard man to find. I'm not a hard man to find. I'm not a hard man to find. I'm not a hard man to find.
We need to get the
It's like-
actual fucking clip.
He has like the mannerisms and voice of Scott while having the face of Rick, bro. It's
Complete,
just
like everything about him is like, all right, like the muscles is Scott, the voice is Scott, the mannerisms is Scott, but it's just the face.
his face
It's
is all Rick, bro. But yeah, man. I can't wait to see that. Somebody brought up that Mandy Rose. I think Mandy Rose said that she has the best knees in wrestling. That's funny. That's funny when Kenny Omega exists. He's got the best
like-
knees. Yeah,
It was
but
like Buddy Matthews and Kenny Omega would have something to say about the best
yeah,
knees in wrestling, man.
yeah. So
Buddy
let's just
Matthews, by
chill.
the way, interesting. All that House of Black stuff's interesting, but it's
Yeah.
mental health stuff. I don't really feel like talking about it. It's their thing.
No. What's it called? I want us to respect Malachi's privacy and not be one of those shows that just wants to put these things up
Make
just
money
to,
off of it. Fuck it.
yeah, it's like nah, man. But
Hope the guy
yeah,
does well. He's a generational talent.
fuck yeah. That's why I was kind of like, come on, guys. Everybody was thinking it was gonna be Alistair. I'm like, no, dude. Like, dude's not even like give him the time to like deal with this shit, bro. And y'all just out here just doing this shit. It's annoying. But yeah, man. I think that's it. I think that's all it. What's it called? Hey, Keon, what's up, man? Hey, the high flyer champ, bro. You know what, man? Before we get the fuck out of here, bro. Right there, man. Right there, bro. Like John Cena, bro. Like John Cena. He's like, the champ is here. The champ is here. Yeah, man.
Enjoy it for now.
I've enjoyed it. You all are living in my world now. This was my miracle. And at Extreme Rules, well, Brad, you're just going to have to find out what happens when you come against me. And at the end of the day, brother, you're falling in line like everybody else has. I love this thing. It feels great to hold it, man. That's been High Flyer Radio. And we will see you all next week for Extreme Rules when we do our watch along. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited because that card is freaking stacked. I'm fine. Like, damn, it's
Finally
good to be there.
a good WWE B show
Yeah, man.
or B pay per view.
Yeah, it's like, damn, the gimmick pay per view is like usually not that great stuff, but You know
There's just
what?
one Extreme Rules. Like there was one Extreme Rules match on the card like last year, and
Yup.
now it's like every match on it is. We got what is it? A good old fashioned Donnie Brook match. I don't know what that is, but I can't wait.
I can't wait. Yeah. A fucking ladder match, a strap match. You've
The
got
fight pit.
a
The
fight pit.
fucking
Yeah.
holy shit, man! Like, and we got it in the background. If I can find it before we get up out of here, man. But you know, we got our fight pit background. We're prepared for Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
We're prepared.
I'm interested to see how this goes, but that's wild, bro. God, I'm excited because then after this, what's it called? We're gonna have Crown Jewel, of course, and then we get Survivor Series, which is gonna be what's it called? War Games now. So fuck yeah, I'm excited to see where this all goes. And without further ado, though, it's been a lot of fun, y'all. You'll see me again tonight at 8:30. We're gonna be talking about She-Hulk and Andor, so we're gonna do those reviews. But in the meantime, of course, stick with me on everything the Nerd Chicano. But see me again today at 8:30. Ayden, what's it called? We already plugged it right next week. Extreme Rules.
Yep.
Find
Next
out.
October 8th, Extreme Rules, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Extreme Rules watch along, the certified badass taking on the man right here, the High Flyer Radio champion commissioner for the first time ever in a non-title battle for the commissionership. The winner, whoever wins the match, is the High Flyer Radio commissioner. I don't know what's gonna happen when corporate comes back. I don't know what hell there is gonna be to pay. But will Raul get his first ever win, and will it be over his longtime rival Brad? I don't know, man. Will Brad become the new High Fly Radio commissioner? Find out next time on High Fly Radio.
Yeah. Find out if I'm employed or I'm employed. Yeah. Like I said, I'm the moment, I'm the changing of the tides, I am the revolution, whatever you want to call it. This means that I am the most important thing in this division. And that has been High Flyer Radio. And of course, don't tap out.
Tune in.
That was uncalled for, Keon.